Yes, we will. Look at that. We're live. We are live. Big stacks behind me. Big money to the right of me. That's Ben Raza at JazzRaz DFS at Shander Show. We have a lot for you today on the Market Watch. Just the fact that Ben is here means that we can talk golf if that pops up. We can talk tennis because you know the tool is active at Wimbledon. And of course, home run props to anything else in baseball. Ben and I have no idea what we're doing. We're just tailing along what happens with OddsShopper when it comes to baseball. So that's just, kind of how things are. What's up, man?
Yeah, just like old times. I know it's the summer. I know college football is not here, but I still wanted to hop on, say what's up to everybody, and talk a little shop. See what we've got on the board today. See what we can do. I know we threw some plays in Discord earlier, but like always, just like I said, old times. I'm interested to see what the board presents us because I have not looked recently. I was in meetings, so I'm just going to be learning along with everyone else today.
Two quick things. One, we're going to hit you with home run props right away. All right. That's the first thing we ask of you is to just be patient through whatever we're talking about. 70% below if you're watching on YouTube. The video, the link is there. If you're watching on Twitter, the link will be provided. It's less than a cup of coffee a day, as Ben likes to say here. All right. So with that said, home run plays. And I'll just talk through this as we go. But let's get to the actual home run plays. There we go. The other thing, Ben, is I don't know if you saw this since you were in meetings all day, but the community parlay with your return to the show, the community parlay is in full effect. So the community on our Discord is currently voting. Chalkboard free. Make sure you take advantage of that. You can just snap a shot of the QR code. And look at this. Isbell, Westberg, Bo Naylor. These are the top home run props we have up there on OddsShop. Just letting you know on the OddsShopper tool, just letting you know the OddsShop community parlay part of me is back. So I hope you have at least one thing ready to go before we get out of here.
Sure, of course I got plays on plays. I won't dive into summer league. I'll spare us that. But
okay, I thought you were gonna go there.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Can't bet it in New York, but. Talk to me about home run plays. This is your arena. You've been finding them on FanDuel. You see right there. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to say, wow, FanDuel is running very generous lines here. He's 9-1 on FanDuel, and you're talking about 6.5 to 1 at multiple other books.
That's exactly what we do here, right? And I think this is for any market. This just happens to be one of the most popular betting markets out there, especially for baseball, which from a volume standpoint, people love. And I totally understand that. So we just highlight it. This is the easiest thing, like especially popular ones. Last night we had Ellie De La Cruz as our bet to sweat. Our number one play of the night was him hitting a home run. That was one of the more popular bets, I'm sure, across the board. And you could see a guy like Jordan Westberg, right? Fresh name coming up. Other guys that pop up routinely on our tool, I know because I play it. Bo Naylor is one of them. So it can be popular for a bunch of different reasons. And what I always like to do, Ben, and you can appreciate this playing outright markets or just heavy, big markets like winning a golf tournament, right? Or winning a first round or something similar. You're going to find discrepancy in a book. But knowing that the true odds for Kyle Isbell is plus 768, and that somebody out there is actually going to bet it at plus 550 on BetMGM should make you mad at the very least. Like there is somebody out there, maybe ignorantly, I don't know, but choosing to bet something significantly less.
A lot of people, thousands of people. It's just one of those things that I actually, ironically, did a video in the evergreen kind of sphere yesterday, talking about some of the biggest things to drain your bankroll. And I was saying, if any form of life besides betting, if you have two identical products and one was $8 and one was $4, I can't think of any scenario where you wouldn't just take the exact same product at a slightly better price. And if I was doing that transaction day after day, it would make a huge difference in my life. And I just look at this and it's the same concept. So you obviously, it's all about the true odds and whatnot. Even on these long shot plays, sometimes that's even more important because look at how different the spread is from one book to another with Pete Alonso, another good example.
Absolutely. And that's why I like to show guys that don't necessarily have the longest odds because those are going to be, you would think, heavily bet. Salvador Perez is another one at 4-1. but you can find some crazy range if you do have some hunch. If you do, look at this, plus 768, our top play across the board is a pretty wide gap between the true odds at plus 768 and where we are at plus 900 on FanDuel. And yes, you're right. FanDuel keeps hanging these awful lines compared to the true odds. And it just look. Every now and again, Caesars will pop in, right? I'm going to have to play that just on the strength of it being Alec Boehm, right?
I don't know about that, but you and your boys.
9.5 to 1.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, look at the break even plus 948. You grind in those small margins. I respect it.
On home run plays only. Look,
yeah,
this is the last plus EV play we have.
Real,
it happens
real
to
good.
be a guy. Here's the other thing too. It just shows you how tough it is to beat FanDuel, and that's not to say that every FanDuel bet is off. It's just like this is a neutral one. It's just we'll always love to show people Bennett to jump the home run plays. That's all. Give them a little taste.
Okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with, pun intended, swinging for the fences, and going for these long shot type things. It's one of the many markets that are out there. One of many, though. I think you would be unwise to get bogged down solely in home runs when there are a lot of other things that warrant our attention.
Absolutely. We like to reward. This is like the perfect Venn diagram, right? People who just can't help themselves and love to bet home run props, as well as a smart, rational approach to betting. And you have that middle, right, where the two circles meet up, and that's what this show is. That's what the market watches. So we're here for you. You have any names you want us to look up? We see some folks always popping in throughout. Usual suspects or beyond. We have a tie right now, by the way, going on in the community parlay. So hopefully somebody, hopefully News God, who's in the house here, can go to the Discord and break that tie. I see tennis, but before that, Yuri Perez is our top just regular non-home run prop on the board. Yuri Perez at BetMGM. You see the difference of where the true odds are for this prop at minus 181. That is a significant gap. The OS rating at 70, anything over 20. We have our ears up. There's an alert going on. So this, Ben, is a smash for us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously right now that grades out very, very well. I would caution people to just keep an eye on it. The market, there's a big discrepancy there. And sometimes that's just news is breaking, a line is pulled off somewhere and it's skewing things. But as it grades right now, it's pretty clear on BetMGM. If you're looking to go under 6.5, that could be a big edge available. Some books have already moved to 5.5. Some other things are going on there. And that's right. Like we were referencing, one of many spots here in the baseball market. Of course, MMA and Wimbledon, there's secondary markets, but it's pretty clear that the diamond is where we're getting predominantly all the plays today.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And
look at,
just what?
I can't I'm you with these there's a lot of home run props on the board here.
No, absolutely. The one thing I'll say too is if you see just this wide range of what we have available, and we were talking about this, football is coming back in mass. It's not just the NFL, it's college football as well. So there are going to be a ton of opportunities for people to continue to use this tool throughout, not just for, home run plays, if you will. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. And there's all sorts of different things that we've got going on. I did want to ask you.
Yes. We're just waiting for a refresh here.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. The data moves fast. There's no doubt about it. But to shift gears a little bit, I wanted to bring up, because you mentioned the community parlay. You mentioned what's going on there. I'm going to throw out a side if I can. I know I'm the guest on the show.
No. Yes, please.
There is a spot tonight. And again, it's definitely a very public side. I'm going to be the first to acknowledge this. I don't really get this Guardians line, though. I put it in my video this morning. They're at home. They're against the Royals. The Royals are just absolutely abysmal. They've been a mess all year. Cleveland just took 2 of 3 from them a couple series ago in Kansas City. This is in Cleveland. And Jordan Lyles, as far as I know, unless there's a change of pitcher, he is on the mound for the Royals tonight. His ERA is over 8 on the road. He's 1-11 on the year. He has been getting lit up every single start. The Guardians have BB on the mound. I feel really good about this. And you're laying the run and a half, less than a standard minus 110. I see minus 105 out there. I jumped on that pretty early this morning, and I feel good about it, even though I recognize a lot of people are going to be with me in the public.
Yeah, I had a stat for you. I have to find it. I'm surprised at that line myself, man. It didn't make
feels
any sense to
trappy,
me.
honestly. Like,
yeah, but you don't believe in traps.
no, I mean, I believe in traps just like anything else, but I don't believe in traps of like, oh, the public is on it, so it loses. Like the public wins all the time. They just basically break even and bleed out to the juice. The trick is just sometimes the public's right, sometimes the public's wrong. Every line is independent. This one just doesn't pass the smell test. I'll admit that. It seems off.
Yes. So I had a ridiculous. Normally, I wait for the NFL, but you opened the door and brought this game up here. And apparently, the Royals are like 0-12 at night. Like there's a bad in Cleveland. There's just an amazing, right? There's awesome. I can't find it, of course, because I deleted it. Oh my goodness.
Hopefully. I just listen, Cleveland is not playing the best baseball in the world. They're a 500 team. They just lost 2 out of 3 to the Braves. But there aren't better situations than Lyles and the Royals coming to your ballpark for a series, because he's just been destroyed at every turn all year. And I just look at this. I know we're going to bounce out of here in a little while. Yep. I wanted to get that out there because I just think, in addition to the tools and everything going on OddsShopper, you can always access that. I wanted to give one from a side. And for me, the Guardians are my favorite bet of the night tonight.
Absolutely love that play. Put them in a 2-leg on my own with Cincinnati. Now, shout out to Ellie, who cashed the stolen base prop for us in the Discord. Again, chalkboard you see right above Ben's head. They're just with thousands of people in our chalkboard app. It's awesome. All right, so the community parlay right now has been broken. It looks like the community is going with under 10 in the Mets-Arizona game. So you're safe. Your game is safe. Okay. Right? Is this going to be an all baseball parlay here?
It might have to be. I haven't looked, because Wimbledon is so messed up because there was so many rain delays. Can't even tell what round they're on. I have to get kind of caught back up there. And PGA is going on as we speak. So I think
there's WNBA tonight. There's a big WNBA game. The Philadelphia 76ers are getting 4.
Maybe about the Jazz tonight. I kind of like the Jazz. I believe they're playing Memphis, but we don't want to mess around. Some real summer league starts tomorrow. They're to Vegas, the Spurs. Obviously, we're gonna see some cool stuff. I'll leave that be. For me tonight, I'm focused on the Guardians. I'm going to keep it very, very simple. Not every day needs a prolific card. And for me, Cleveland is really going to determine my fate.
Andrew Benintendi for me is going to be 2+ total bags. This is one that we gave out yesterday on the Discord. It was rained out, Ben, and he just has a great start of a history with Jose Barrios. And you're also going to have the turnover, right? Like whatever that is, to help, I think, or at least not hurt a hitter versus a pitcher where you have to get up, you have to start a game, it's delayed. Clearly they didn't start the game. I'm saying it got postponed. So Benintendi, I mean, this is a double. This is a first at-bat double written all over it. You look at the numbers here. In 30 appearances, 27 at-bats, he's hitting .370, 10 hits, 1 jack, 1 triple, 2 doubles. So he's hitting for power and placement against a guy like Barrios. Give me 2+ total bases, over 1.5, depending on where we bet. What we'll do, we'll put the community parlay up there. So it's Benintendi, over 1.5 total bags. It's the Guardians on the run line.
Yes, minus.
Yeah, you're not laying 2-1, right?
No, it's like almost even money. Minus 105 is out there. So
okay. And then last but not least, the community is going with the underplay 10. All right. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. We just remind everybody, look at that. More people popping in. Just remind everybody, if you're here, 70% off your first month. The link is below. You're watching on Twitter. The link is below. It's less than a cup of coffee, okay? Less than a cup of coffee. How we looking real quick on the way out? How we looking on outrights? Andrew Shank, baby.
Shank played good.
Just missed that, man. 2 of the last 3 weeks. Sorry. I asked you a question. I jumped in.
No, speak. Tell the people.
No, I got nothing.
It was a pretty good start. We'll see at the afternoon. I'm a little salty. Just like, obviously Blixt is irrelevant. He's not a serious person that you could have came up with. But Sig and Higo, I had exposure to them and I didn't really get paid off yet because they're not going to be the first round leader, obviously. And I have some lineups, but I don't have outrights on them. So it's a little navigation, but if Shank plays very well, I think we'll be in good shape.
Look,
for the week.
Real quick, brother, on the way out, we do have an update to the market. So I wanted to give people this Yuri Perez is still up there, but as Ben advised, just let it sit and simmer for a second. I think our tool personally is, and this is a statement from somebody who's used it, not from somebody like who has vetted the tool and created the tool and everything that has the data to back it. But I think we're at our best when we're finding sharp areas to attack with totals. Sides to a lesser extent, absolutely. But when you see something like this under 9.5 and there's that big of a difference on a total, usually there's something there. And again, money line's going to vary depending on the book. But the White Sox Jays under 9.5 on Caesars, plus 130, all the way down to even money at BetMGM. And you see the difference here. This is a fantastic bet, I would think. Every single one of these books is represented up here. Penny's going to be represented up here. Everything's going to be represented in figures. So just wanted to remind people, Ben, on the way out, there's some updates to the market and some pretty damn good ones from side and total.
Yeah, again, those are very efficient markets. So when efficient markets have discrepancies, you really are getting it in good. But it's all about that line. That's my last closing words here is if you bet under 9.5 at minus 140, you have not done anything except set yourself up for failure, even though that is the bet. It's just at minus 110. That's the key. You got to get the right line with the right number. And if we do that over time, I'm very confident in that approach. Been using it for a very, very long time across a lot of sports. So excited to see what we can do tonight and set it up for big weekend of sports ahead. There's some good stuff here with MMA coming up this weekend. I'm excited.
Ooh. And we'll have that on the tool.
Yes,
we have a bunch of stuff on the tool. At Jazz Raz DFS, he's got to go. At Shander Show, so to watch. So do you. We'll see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern.